What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. You would have seen in the last episode that I stuck this tray in the underside of the tank here, just for where the battery's going to sit in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop it out again. Reason being is, if you look on this side of the tank, we've got a dink in here which has been filled up with like body filler and stuff. And whilst I've got access in the back here, it makes sense to try and knock that out. I haven't got a blowtorch. Steve-O's got one and he took it with him. So I think what I'm going to try and do is, I've got some plenishing hammers and a ball peen hammer and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to try and knock it out and get it smoothed off again. And then this tray is going to go back in again. And I'm going to plate this bit up, cut all the excess off, and then I can put the mounting bracket in here for where it's going to screw down to the chassis on the bike, the frame of the bike. So that's the plan today. I want to get all this done today. Well, during the week. I ain't going to get it all done today. I haven't got time today. But I want to get all this done during the week, so Steve-O can have a look and make sure he's all cool with this bit. And then I can move on to the number plate holder and indicator holder and all that malarkey. So I quite like the idea of having a crack at that this weekend. But first I need to get this done. And it's still freezing. Right. It's not much of a dent. Not at all. Not really. I want to get the bond. See, if I had a heat gun, I've got a heat gun. That's it. I've got a heat gun. Where's my heat gun? Heat gun. I'm not sure how much you can see of this. I just put a heat gun on it just to heat up the Bondo, or the body fill, or whatever you want to call it. Not a lot of heat at all, and just scooped it straight out. So let's clean that up a little bit. See how deep it is. It's not a big dent. It really isn't. What I'm hoping, it's right here. I can get to it, so that's not a problem. What I'm hoping is that I can heat it up with the heat gun and just very gently knock it out. I'll probably do it, do I want to do it on there? I really want something I can rest it on and tap it out. I don't know. But it's not big. It really isn't very big at all. I quite like that. I haven't got a blowtorch, but this thing is really good. It gets so hot, it's ridiculous. And if you hold it on it long enough, it will go cherry red. But the nice thing about it is it puts heat into stuff gently. It's not like that. Still hot. There is the tiniest little ripple there. Tiny. That's done. That's gone. It has. How good is that? Yeah, it's gone. Look. Result. I got the idea from Craig because he used he had a tank with a dent in it. And he heated it up with a blowtorch, and then he used like a ploddy thing to get inside the tank and hoof it out. And that's kind of what I was going for, really. But I haven't got a blowtorch. But this thing is really good because it puts the heat into it gently, so you can see the colour changes and all that sort of stuff. Didn't want to get it cherry red because this is right on the crown. Quite a big curve in the tank, and as soon as you start getting heat on it, you can see it swell. It physically expands and gets bigger. So that kind of helps pull the dent out a little bit, and then it's just the lightest of taps on the inside to get rid of it, and that's it. It's smooth as. I'm happy with that. Right, what's next? Right, template time. Template time. Right, if we start off, Right, so all I've done here, I've just done a stitch along this bottom seam here. It needed welded in anyway, but I just wanted to get it from the inside, because by the time the tank's on here and then I put the mounting bracket on here, it's just going to be awkward getting in there. So I've done that now. So now, with the tank on, this has all been welded underneath, it's all plated in. Put a big slug weld across the back. This is so thin, this metal. I think where it's been, this top piece is obviously stamped out. And where it goes around the curves and everything else, it gets so thin. It's like 1/2 mil in some places. So that is going to go in the middle there. Then I need a bracket coming off here to a mounting point. And that's going to be alright actually. So I've got, oh yeah, that's all good. Yeah, that'll be alright. I could probably do that on Brenda. Do I want to do it on Brenda? Let's make a template. That sounds like a good idea. Template. Alright, so the bracket that I want to put on the underside of the tank to locate it down should be quite simple. So what I'm thinking is something, we get a piece of, I've got some of this stuff, just a little strip here. That's plenty wide enough, and it's 1.8 mil thick, so that should be fine. So I'm going to get a piece and bend it into that sort of shape, I think. So this will be welded to the underside of the tank, and this is the bit that's going to have a hole in it for a bolt to go through into a captive nut that I'll put on the chassis rails. And then what I'm going to do, just because obviously that's not very structurally sound, that's going to bend like anything. So I'm going to cut another piece that goes like that. So this then will be the outside wall. And then obviously behind here and front there like that will be the other side. So that should stiffen it all up a little bit, but still be quite sort of compact and good looking, I think is the phrase. So that's what we're going to do. So I need to mark this up. I'll bend it up in Brenda. I think there's not really that much point in doing the templates, it's only a little thing. So all I'll do is I've only got 2 bends to do. I'll get it bent in Brenda, offer it up, just keep checking it basically until we're happy with what we got. Right then, so this is what I've come up with. I don't know, can you see this? I'll zoom in a little bit. I've shoved it through the shot blasting cabinet just because I couldn't really get anything in here to clean it all up and stuff. You can see it's just stitched it down the sides and then I welded it down the outsides, ground it all off, made it look alright I think. I need to stick a hole in here, but essentially this is going to go underneath the tank, weld onto that plate that I shoved in the bottom, and it's just going to stick out like that, something like that. We have a hole in here, and then on this plate all I'm going to do is bend up like a little U section, drill a hole in it, drill a hole in this. I'll bolt the two things together, get it where I kind of, it's all lined up and it's square and it looks like it should do. And then I'll flip it over and just tack weld the nut onto the underside of the U bit so it's captive, and then I can weld that onto this plate and that will locate the tank. All it's got to do is stop it from this, that's it, because all the weight is taken on these rubber pads. So there's a rubber pad up here, another one there, another one at the front, and that's it. So the weight of the tank, when it's full of fuel, isn't going to bear down on this at all. I reckon that's going to do it. I reckon that's spot on. Yeah. No, that's going to be all right. Okay, so I'll get this done when Steve-O's down at the weekend. He's coming down on Sunday. Well, actually, do I do it now? I could just tack it on, couldn't I? Yeah, I'll tack it on. Alright, change of plan. I'm not going to tack it on now because we need to pressure test the tank. That'll need cleaning off. Yeah, we need to pressure test the tank. Where I've welded the plates and stuff in the bottom, to me it looks sound. To me it looks like it's going to hold. I don't think anything's going to dribble out the bottom of it, but until we actually test it we don't really know. And I don't want to be sticking this under there and welding around it and then find that behind it there's a leak, because this will have to be chopped out then. So everything I've just done will be for nothing. But that fits in there a treat, except the other way around. That's going to go in there like that, bolt the tank down, and I think we're on to a winner there. That's going to be all right. So Steve-O's down on Sunday. He can sort out dressing up the tank and various other bits and pieces. This came out lovely once I put it through the shot blaster. And it would be the perfect kind of base for either a primer to go on it or powder coat or anything like that. So I'm thinking he might be having a go at the tank this weekend and get the whole thing cleaned up like that, because that came out really, really nice. But anyway, we'll see what he's up to. This weekend I'm going to start on the number plate holder and the number plate light and the indicator mounts. I've got a sneaky idea. I think it's going to work. We did chat about it before, and I don't think it's going to be too hard to make. I just need to figure out placement and angles and all that sort of stuff. But with Steve-O here, he can chip in and he can tell me what he likes the look of and what he doesn't. We just got to get the angle of the license plate and where it's going to sit on the frame and all that kind of stuff, and then I can just crack on and get it done. I am running a bit low on welding gas. I'm going to need to get some, but we should have enough for that. Even if I just end up tacking it in place, and then I'll get some gas and I'll sort it out later on. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Sorry this has been a two-parter, but it takes ages to make stupid little things like this. Really, really does. So that's why it got split up into two. But at least you've seen everything, and you will see everything in these series. I'm not cutting anything out. It's not going to be a case of magically just appear with this thing that I've made that took like 4 hours or something stupid. You are going to see it, pretty much everything. Because it's all part and parcel of the build, and if you're going to have a crack at doing something like this yourself, you should know what you're letting yourself in for, because it's not as simple and straightforward as you think sometimes. But anyway, so we're going to see about getting this pressure tested. Steve can do all that. I'm doing this at the weekend. Job's a good one. So there should be another video out, I don't know, midweek, something, early part of next week, something like that. So that's it. That's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you very much for joining us. Please do subscribe. share it around your mates. Let's get a few people else to join in, and we will see you next time. Laters.